All right, we're recording. Hey, I just want to welcome a really good friend of mine who's, become closer than a friend. We've been roommates on some trips, and I love her heart for serving others. I love how she shows up as a friend, a loyal friend, as a mom, as a Gigi, as a grandma, and I just love spending time with her. And I also love her passion for clogging. I mean, that's a super cool, like a superpower that she has that I am secretly envious of and wanting to learn clogging someday. So I super love that. I just want to welcome Debralee, and Debralee is going to share with us a little bit about, in contrast to all the things that I saw on the outside about her and that you would see if you knew her, what was really going on the inside several months ago. So Debralee, take us through your experience and your journey.
Thank you, Laura. I just want to say I'm really happy to be here, and I really appreciate all your support the last 10 months. I figured it out. 10 months solid that I have been giving myself to my my dream and my passion to feel better. But where I wasn't feeling better, and most people didn't know that, was, I mean, I had a very visible job, and I lost it after 15 years working in a place of law. And that was pretty devastating. I'd had a couple of other things that went on that were pretty devastating. I had some relationships that I was hurt in, and financially I took a hit. But I ended up some weekends just in bed. I just was eating everything in sight. Sometimes I was eating it in bed. I'm so embarrassed to say that, but it's true. And I'm sure I'm not alone. But I would just cry. And I shared, heart to heart with a couple of medical professionals that I trust. And they offered, well, they knew my commitment to mostly going a holistic approach, for many, many years. But they said, you might want to try some mild antidepressants. And I did. And I had some success, and I was a little concerned, about taking the prescriptions. But I took them on occasion, not religiously, but, I kind of managed my own health that way. And, still I had my ups and downs, and they weren't as bad. But then I started talking to you about some, different things to try, some different products, and we can talk about that later. But I really started to get a handle on, my my well-being, and I'm not in bed anymore. I'm more focused. I'm sleeping better. I have a lot more energy. I just feel like the old me, which I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but some people seem to think so. And my desire is to be there for the other person. And I've always been the one that, the kids came to in high school and with their problems with their boyfriends or their parents or whatever. And, we'd have like a mini counseling session. So it's always been who I've been, is to serve other people. And I get something out of it. And I know that, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just know that that's who I am. And I feel more qualified to do that today than when I was spending the weekend in bed. Some of the other things was the weight, which of course, if you don't get up and move, and dancing, the clogging that you mentioned, I can move all weekend, but if there's no clogging that weekend, I'm not moving much. And if there's no socializing, I get stuck in my depression, and it's the pits.
Well, I am so proud of you, Debralee, because, when we lose something in our life, a job or a relationship, a piece of our identity goes with that. And I believe that there's a lot of people, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I believe that there's someone out there that needs to hear that what you went through is what they're going through, and they're not alone. There is hope for them. You know, lost some of your identity that was associated with some of those things that changed in your life. And certainly a lot of folks are going through that right now. And then you kind of got sucked into, it was kind of like a vortex that sucked you into this lack of motivation and this sadness and not wanting to get out of bed and kind of feeding your stress and feeding your sadness with eating. But now, how bright your life is. I mean, now you've started a walking club with some friends in your area. You've lost over 20 pounds. You've got your energy back. You've reorganized some things. You're learning some new things, even during this crazy time that we're all going through as a world. Imagine had you not been willing to make some of those small step changes back 10 months ago, where you would be and how you would be feeling with this kind of, you know, depressed environment that we're around right now, this difficult environment we're around. But instead, you have been able to turn those circumstances into something positive by making some small changes. And that's why I wanted people to hear your story, is I am super, super proud of you. And we'll catch up and do my story another time later. I'll have you flip the tables and you can interview me about my story. But I really just wanted to get your story out there because I want someone out there who has been through what you've been through to know that they're not alone. There is hope. There is hope, and there are natural, holistic solutions to these kind of things that can get you the kind of results that you're getting. So congratulations, Debralee, and thanks for spending a few moments with me.
Thank you so much, Laura.